In a small village surrounded by golden fields, there lived a boy named Ethan. He was known for one thing: he never finished anything he started. He joined the football team, but quit after a week. He started learning guitar, but left it midway. He even began reading books, but stopped after the first chapter. Everyone in the village laughed and said, "Ethan gives up too easily." Deep inside, Ethan wanted to change. He wanted to prove he was not weak, but he didn't know how. Sunrise over mountains, a life-changing challenge. One day, the village announced a big event, a 5-kilometer hill race. The winner would receive a shiny trophy and become the pride of the village. Ethan wanted to join, but a voice inside him whispered, "You will quit again." He almost walked away until he saw old Mister Rowan, a retired athlete who once ran marathons across the country. Rowan smiled and said, "The only real failure is stopping. If you can take one more step, you can win any battle." Ethan gathered courage. "I want to run," he said softly. Rowan nodded. "Then let's train." Person running training begins. Every morning before sunrise, Ethan met Rowan by the old oak tree. Day 1. Ethan could barely run 200 meters. Day 3. His legs burned, his breath shook, and he fell to the ground. Day 5. He woke up sore and wanted to quit. Rowan sat beside him and said, "Courage is not running without pain. Courage is running even when it hurts." For the first time in his life, Ethan didn't quit. He ran a little more each day, step by step, breath by breath. Slowly, his body grew stronger, and even more, his mind grew stronger. Checkered flag race day. The morning of the race arrived. Hundreds of villagers gathered. The hill stood tall like a giant challenge. Ethan's heart pounded. Other boys laughed. He'll quit halfway. But Ethan didn't listen. The whistle blew. Ethan ran. For the first 2 kilometers he kept up, but then the hill grew steep, and his legs felt heavy. His mind screamed, "Stop! Quit! You can't do this!" He slowed down. He almost gave up. Then he heard a familiar voice from the crowd. "One more step." It was Rowan. Ethan closed his eyes and whispered to himself, "I won't quit. Not today." He pushed forward. One step, another, then another. Party popper, the final moment. Near the finish line, he saw 2 runners ahead of him. He had never beaten anyone before, but something changed inside him. He remembered every morning of training, every moment he refused to stop. Ethan gathered his last bit of strength and sprinted. The crowd gasped. The finish tape rushed closer, and Ethan crossed the finish line first. The village exploded in cheers. Rowan walked to him, put a hand on his shoulder, and said, "You didn't win today because you were the fastest. You won because you didn't quit." Ethan looked at the trophy in his hands. For the first time, he wasn't proud of the trophy. He was proud of himself. Glowing star, the lesson. Life will give you mountains to climb, races that feel impossible, and moments where giving up seems easier. But remember this: strength is not in finishing quickly. Strength is in refusing to quit. Ethan became a symbol of courage in the village, not because he was strong, but because he proved that backhand index pointing right one more step can change your whole life.